Barbí, you so dumb.
Hey cuties, welcome back to the channel if you're new here. Hey, if you're not, welcome back with me. Okay, so look. Oh, isn't this so cute? It's my beauty blender. Oh, hold on now. Oh, it doesn't come out. Oh, I don't know why I thought it was gonna come out and then like this was just the case to hold it in. Look what I made. You like it? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. This is my first time out since since like since 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 months now. So haven't been out. We're on our way to the Skilla Baby concert. Skilla and Rod. We're already late. I'm not gonna hold y'all. Okay. So they said it starts at doors open at 6. No. Yeah, doors open at 6. It starts at 7. Baby, it is 8:09. So I am dashing. I'm dashing. I had to curl my hair, and that was pretty unexpected. I thought, because I ran errands, so I thought I'd be done with my errands before. So remember, Southern Biscuit, the little Caucasian fella who we were supposed to go to the baseball game with? Why he gonna text me, "Hey you"? Maybe I didn't reply. Cause why would I? If you're new to the channel and you don't know who he is, he's some guy we were supposed to go to the baseball game with, and the date of the baseball game, he told me that that day was the baseball game. So I'm just like, that last minute stuff is ridiculous. So I just knew I wasn't gonna go. And then he said he had got surgery or whatever. So like, yeah, he tried to like, I got surgery, throw the ball in my court if you still want to go. I never replied to his message because it's like I told y'all, date of the event. You're gonna text me that the event's today and tell me why the same day he texted me, a whole bunch of our other people started coming back, right? And it was so weird because it was like all at the same time. So it very much gave like, do y'all know each other? All texted me that same day? No. But I didn't reply to anybody because, like, your ship has been sailed. Your time, your opportunity has passed. Better luck next time. So then I go to the store and I'm over here shopping, minding my business. Why in the world is one of the employees over here like too busy paying attention to me and he not paying attention to his job? Like, I don't pay you to pay attention to me. And it wasn't on no like pay attention to you because like, oh, we're taking stuff. No, it was paying attention on some like, hey, how are you? What's your name? Can I get your number? That type of vibe. And I was trying to dodge buddy, right? And I'm over here hopping through the aisles, and each time I hop through the aisles, he's hopping through the aisles too. Why are you trying to bump into me purposefully? Leave me alone. I obviously don't want to be bothered. Then, like, he had finally bumped into me in one of the aisles, right? So after he had bumped into me, he like makes little quick remarks about like stuff in my shopping cart. So I was like, okay, cool, whatever. A little dry like reply, like, oh, okay, yeah, type stuff. I'm just not in the mood. Just not in the mood. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things I'm willing to do, but like go backwards is not one of them. And I just wasn't interested. Like, he was supposed to be doing his job and he wasn't paying attention. He was too busy paying attention to me. So I have a couple videos I still have to record. I didn't get into the outfit with you guys. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. So this is it. This is it. Yeah. Yeah. This is it. I would turn around for y'all, but I can't. This is my purse. These boots. When I first got those boots, why did I think that the little like flip parts, how it's like all, I don't know how to explain it. So the boots come, right? But they come like the part that everybody, the top layer that like does the folding thing. Why didn't y'all tell me it comes separate? Not separate, like it comes with it, but I thought they put it on for you. I had to put it on for myself. And baby, I was struggling because I'm like, how in the world do these go? Like, how were y'all getting it creased and beautifully? And I was stressed. And then I finally got it after like I don't know how many minutes, and I was like, this is some BS. This is some BS. Never again. But I'm excited to wear them. So there's that. So other than like all of that, I watched this Netflix documentary, and it's called "Tell Me You Love Me." And baby, let me tell y'all. Let me tell you how cringy that show is. So it's about a lady. I'm looking at the mirror, okay? So it's about this lady. So she's a professor. And why did y'all not tell me this goes on before the powder? Oh my gosh, y'all! This is what happens when I'm rushing. Anyway, so the psychologist, not the therapist. That would have been all that if it's still professor, right? One of her students has a brother who has like medical needs. So he's just like, hey, can you help my brother? Because like he thinks his brother can. Okay, his brother is functional to a certain degree. He has what is it called? What is it called? What is it called? What is it called? It starts with a P, cerebral palsy. So anyway, so his brother has cerebral palsy, right? And if you don't know what it is, it's just like you when it comes to like muscle usage, you just can't use your muscles that much. Like you're not like mobility is hard. That's what I want you to get. Okay, so boom, he got that. And why in the world did this lady end up sleeping with the boy's brother? And she don't talk about something. We love each other. Girl, you supposed to be open and helping him speak, and you over here sleeping with him. Keep in mind, she's married with a kid. So she's married with a kid, and keep in mind, nobody knows at the time. And she's over here like, we love it. So they ended up, okay, so boom, right? So boom, they end up finding, I say they because she said it's they, like it was both of their decisions. But to be honest, the boy can't really talk. Like he's using one of those like typing pads, the keypads to type apparently, but she has to like use her hand. So boom, her hand holds his hand as he types. So she's over here like, yeah, it's him typing himself. But the thing about the matter is, it's like he doesn't type for his mom. He only types for the lady. Exactly. Okay. So it's just like, are you typing it for him or is he typing it for himself? And she, basically trying to get everybody to believe that he's typing it for himself. But the reason I started believing her at first in the beginning of the show is because like she asked him when she first met him, she asked him, she was like, what do you want to be called? And he was like, D-Man. Now keep in mind, like D-Man is a name that one of his like teachers gave him because he goes to school, a special ed school. So that one of his teachers gave him that name. And I'm just confused because they never went into details about how she knew because he told her, but it's like, how did he tell her if he didn't really type it? So that's the only thing that brings the question of, is he really typing it or is it her? You know what I mean? Y'all. So the lady who was cool for Cocoa Puffs, now I knew she just wasn't mentally straight in the head right when the show started because this girl made the weirdest remark. She said, she made the weirdest remark. She said when she was younger, she used to pretend that she had cerebral palsy. She literally used to pretend, like, you know how people play dress ups, like kids play dress up, not her. She would pretend that she has medical conditions. And you think I'm supposed to believe you correct in the head? No, you're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Like, your shoes aren't there, bro. So I feel like they should have knew right there and then, because why would you be a fully functioning human pretending to have some medical disease? She over here ends up like laying down and having intimacy with the man, and she says he consented to it, but it's just like, how can he consent if he can't speak? Y'all, and what makes it worse is like he, bro, he after like the whole ordeal, because like obviously he was a virgin. So after the whole ordeal, like he started like a lot on, and his mom was just so pissed off, and she was over here trying to tell the boy's mom. She was like, don't worry, I'm not going to leave him. I'm going to stay with him forever. I'm going to leave my husband. Keep in mind, her husband still don't know that she's sleeping with a mentally challenged person. Well, not mentally, physically too. So she's, I feel like it would be a physical disability, not a mental, but then it's like cerebral palsy. I'm not going to do too much deep dive on exactly, but yeah, so I was just like, girl, why would you sit here? I don't know, y'all. I don't know. So she's over here trying to convince all of us that like what she was doing was normal. And y'all, she ends up, and you're like, well, where did she do it? In her office, bro. Like, keep in mind, this boy can like barely walk. Well, technically he's a grown man, but like kind of a boy. He could barely walk. So she laid him down on the ground in her office, laid a mat down, and like had her way with him. And she wants us to believe it's love. You want me to believe that's love? That's wild. You're sleeping with, like, that's wild. And she just, to this day, like, she served her time and everything, but to this day, she sees nothing wrong with what she did. Like, whole time in the video, she's over here like, and then her mom talk about some, I really believe they love each other. Girl, shut up. You sound dumb as hell. You sound dumb as hell. You sound slow just like your daughter. What do you mean? Like, she talking about some me and him were meant to be together. I'm telling y'all, there's something, some screws missing. And like, that's how these people really be when it comes to like, people that help mental patients. Like, they really, sometimes, not all of them, but some of them be weird as hell. Like, I used to work at a special ed school, and there was this like one teacher, and yeah, so there was this one little boy who, he was so smart. He was so smart, and he went in the class. So okay, let me back up. So when you're in this class, like, the kids stay there for a little while before they transition. Like, they just start there to help them get ready for like the school, so they don't like stay there. You know, it's just a transition period. It's like pre-K, but for mental needs, if that makes sense, right? Right, exactly. So basically, that's all it was, like a pre-K for mental, for kids. When did I get there? It's like a pre-K for kids with mental disorders. So boom. I'm working there. And there was this little boy, like I told you, the little boy, he was so smart, so freaking smart, bro. And I had told him, I was like, I don't think he needs to be here for a long time, because like when it comes down to kids with mental needs, it's bad to keep them around, like, especially if they're more advanced than their surrounding. It's kind of bad to keep them in those environments, simply because like they're going to learn to adapt to the kids around them. And this little boy started doing the exact same thing. So I was trying to let the teacher know, like, he needs to start transitioning out of here, because like he never used to throw temper tantrums. Y'all, this little boy started throwing temper tantrums, but he would see other kids doing it, and like we would kind of let them do it. Not really, but kind of let them do it, because like some of them had like autism, so it's like they can't really control their emotions. Like, it depends, because each kid was different, right? So for some of them, like if they were wilding out simply because like they didn't get their way, we understood that, you know, and we would just let them take a break, depending on the kid. Like, each kid was different. So like some kids, we would just let them take a break, and that was just that. So like he would see us, like, cause okay, boom. When the kid throws a temper tantrum, like, obviously make sure their head's well protected, and they're not like hitting it or anything. But for the most part, like, they can just throw their temper tantrum, and it is what it is. Like, we'll just let them have that little moment to themselves, because some of them just be needing that little moment to themselves. And we just be like, you know, cool, as long as you're not hurting yourself, you can have that space. Y'all, this little boy started seeing that we would let some of the kids have a temper tantrum, and he started doing it too. Like, when he wouldn't get his way, he would start crying extra loud, and he would just like do things like he just wasn't doing it. I'm over here trying to let the teacher know, like, he should like be transitioning out of here, because I just don't think, he belonged there. Like, obviously, like, he had a mental problem, but his time for being in there had expired, you know, and nobody could make that decision but the teacher themselves. So I'm over here trying to let the girl know, like, okay, cool, you should probably like start transitioning him, start the paperwork to transition him out of here, because like he's adapting to his surroundings, but this is not the surroundings he needs to be adapting to. He needs to be getting ready for elementary school type stuff, right? Why in the world, I called y'all girl. Anyways, y'all, why in the world that lady looked at me like I was crazy? Like, I just didn't know what I was talking about. She's like, no, he's not ready yet. And y'all, like, when I tell y'all, some of these providers, I'm telling y'all, they be weird, bro. So I just knew, like, she only did that because I would see this lady, like, she would never kiss him on the lips, but she would kiss him on the cheek. Why are you kissing this little boy on the cheek? Like, Me and my little friends, like, they know I rock with them, and they rock with me, but I'm never over here like kissing on them. Where is this, like, And bro, I'm telling you, I've seen that lady multiple times kissing that boy on the cheek, and she'd be like, "Hey," she would say his name. I'm not gonna say his name, obviously, but like, she would always like want to be around him. Like, we would take kids, like, right, when if we was recess time, right? If it's recess time and we taking the kids outside, like, it would probably be like two students to a child, or like, I mean, not students to a child, it's two teachers to a kid, or like sometimes you get three kids, but for the most part, like, you don't have too many kids, y'all. She'd be like, "I'm gonna take him, bruh." I'm telling you, like, she would always try to take this little boy and be his like partner. And it was just y'all. I'm telling y'all, some of them people be so weird, so weird, so weird. Um, yeah, I'm glad I like my little friends. Don't get me wrong, cause like, yeah, I'm telling y'all, me and my little friends, we used to have a ball. Like, what are you talking about? That was game for real. But like, for the most part, some of them teachers be weird as hell. Like, some of these like providers be weird as hell. So like, when that whole like show was going down, all I could remember was when I worked in the school with the mental needs kids, and that teacher had did that, and that's why I could believe that some of them are just weird. Like, at first, I could probably be persuaded that it was love, but then I started remembering, stuff like I've seen, and it's just like, no, that's not love. Some of these people are just really weird. They're just really weird like that. So I said all that to say this: be careful with y'all kids. Like, don't even just anybody watch y'all kids, because some of these people are weird. Like, y'all think y'all just worried about pedophiles? No, some of these teachers be weird as hell too. But technically, some of these teachers be pedophiles, and they just don't like. I'm not saying that person per se is a pedophile, but I'm saying like some teachers be pedophiles, and they'll use like their teaching position to be around kids. And one thing that I hate that like the education system does is like, why is it when someone is, I don't know if y'all know this, but it's just like when someone is, hold on, like a teacher, let's say like I have a school district, right? I have a whole school district, and y'all have a school district, right? I just happened to see one of my teachers doing some like off the walls type stuff. And I just tell her, like, that type of behavior is not acceptable, blase, 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 right? And you would think that would be that. So, boom, I end up expelling them from the district, just like, students, like, you just fire them, right? Bro, you can fire teachers from school districts, and they can just go apply to another school district. And I just hate that, because it's just like, why in the world, if one school district doesn't want them because of like certain allegations, don't get me wrong, like, obviously regular quitting and moving to another school district is one thing, but when you full on have to leave a district because of allegations, I just don't think you should have the right to go to, like, they leave my district and then they go to your district for employment. I just don't think that should be okay. I just think that's like one thing the school system really needs to fix, because that's the weirdest thing y'all do. Like, it's giving people to go ahead to just continue to act weird. I don't think people understand like how common it is that happens. Not like teachers like getting down with their students, but like people just not taking their job seriously, or like taking advantage of their position. Y'all, I love, like, okay, so boom, how the story ends on my story. So I end up leaving the school, and y'all, the little boy was still in her class, bro. Like, this lady just would not transfer him. Talk about he's not ready yet. What do you need from him? Like, he's fully functional. He can think and do things for himself. Compared to the kids, he's more functional than them. He don't need to be in this room. He's adapting to the environment and not in the best way for him. So he needs to be around other kids who understand, Like, I promise you he's ready for kindergarten now. I promise you he's ready for kindergarten. Go ahead and get them transfer papers started. Yeah. Oh, weird. So she weird. She one of those people, like, if I see her in person, like, There's some people that if I ever see them in person, like, don't even, like, you might look at me and I might, like, the best you gonna get is a smirk from me. I promise you, because, like, some of y'all are just so weird. Don't even, like, oh my goodness, how have you been? I'm not gonna engage in the conversation because y'all be acting like y'all not weird. And it's like, you are. You're weird as hell. Or, like, I hate when some school districts try to, like, cover up what happened, because they will try to cover up sometimes for their image, and they'll, like, not really go into depth about why they fired them. They'll just be like, had to terminate employee due to, like, something. Like, they'll just say some, like, off the wall, off brand, some stuff that'll just throw you off, like, what? And I don't like that. But anyways, so boom, as of recently, what's been going on? Oh, I started watching this new show as well. Because I'm done with that, like, documentary, because the one I told you about, tell them that you love me, or whatever it's called, that I just told y'all the name was. It was a documentary on Netflix. And yeah. So, like, the new one I'm watching Dexter, which is also on Netflix. And it's about this guy who's a forensic psychologist, but he also, like, bad people, which is, like, kind of not bad, I guess, but it is bad. So he's adopted. He just feels better about being an murderer by getting rid of other murderers. You know what I mean? So I feel like there's a lash in my eye, and I don't have time to try to, like, figure it out. I'm over here already dashing against time. I don't have time. Anyway, so boom, he's an murderer too, y'all. But he ends up being adopted by this police officer who helps him helps him be a successful murderer. And later on, he finds out that he has I'm not gonna tell y'all everything because I'm still on season 1, but basically, so far, he finds this murderer that he kind of admires simply because, like, they make things a little challenging. Like, he always wanted a challenge, so, like, that's his friend, quote unquote friend. Yeah, the murderers are bonding, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, so that happens, and, like, basically, I don't know how to tell y'all without, like, spoiling it. So, like, he just works for the police. One of the police officers thinks he's really, like, awkward, socially awkward, so he doesn't really trust him. Anyway, so he doesn't really trust him because he's so socially awkward. Like, what do you do in your free time? And basically, like, Dexter can't really tell him what he do in his free time, because in his free time he be offing people. But the thing about it is, Dexter got him a little girlfriend. His little girlfriend, I don't think she's really putting 1 and 2 together that he's an murderer yet. And I don't understand how she not putting 1 and 2 together. But she's not, y'all. And it's a good show. I recommend it. I'm still on actually, no, I made it to season 2. So yeah. Anyways, so Anna from Bad Rose Club. Not Bad Rose Club. Baddies Caribbean. Yeah. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so she comes up. She comes up and she ran off with, apparently she just be running off with people money. Like, she'll get a service done and she doesn't pay for it, and, like, the people will hit her up, and then she'll, like, send them to her manager, and then her manager apparently will be like, oh, she never told me, or whatever the case may be, or whatever they got going on. And it just be a whole bunch of hoopla. So my question is not to it's not to these, like, celebrities, because this is not, I don't think, then this is all, like, apparently, I can't really, well, it's not really allegedly, because the girl who did the hair showed screenshots, so it's like, it's only alleged if the person that she was showing the screenshots of isn't really on her, you know what I mean? So, like, we're just gonna say word around town. So word around town is she didn't pay the girl, and the girl had reached out to another service provider. She was like, yeah, this is what she do, like, this her MO type stuff, your service done, don't pay for it. And my question is to y'all service providers. Like, I understand y'all go out y'all way for people, this, that, and the other, but what, like, I hope one, this helps so some of y'all people understand why deposits are necessary. Because if there's a deposit, you can run off, but like you ain't gonna get far in a way. I don't know if y'all geeked to meet these celebrities. I feel like it's because y'all geek. Y'all got to be geeked because at what point does business not come first? Like y'all really be doing out y'all way to get finesse. I'm not saying it's your fault because these people should be paying for your service. You know what I mean? But at the same time, let's be so realistic and let's be so serious. Deposits must be collected prior to any service. I don't care who's pissy about it. These people aren't honest. Like deposits weren't really a thing and nobody had time for it because like people would pay, but y'all be running off with people's money. So if you have a service and you don't require a deposit, I'm just your friendly advisor. And I advise that you do a deposit, but like to each his own because you know what you got going on in that relationship you have with your clients. You know what I mean? But yeah, like this is not the first time, and I'm pretty sure this won't be the last time. But I just don't understand it. Some of y'all be having to take them to court. Like, and then they owe y'all a whole bunch of money. Why in the world do you keep servicing them? Because there's no way I'm going to keep servicing you knowing your total has racked up to 3,000. Girl, I was done after the second service when I didn't get paid. Pay me for the next, like, pay me for the last two and then we'll continue this dynamic type stuff. Like, y'all really just be, I don't know if it's because you're fan out or what it is. Or, like, are you just nice people? I don't know. But y'all get played. Y'all really get played out here and I don't like that for y'all. I don't like that for y'all at all. It is 8:49. I think I should like start making my way there. Okay. I still need to do my eyebrows. Update on my state. If you're not knowing what's going on, y'all, Mankato had flooding because the dam had busted. So that happened. Lately, a lot of vandalism has been going on in the right, like to protest a lot of different things, all the way from like France to Chicago, y'all. And I just want you to understand, I'm not promoting violence when I say this, okay? But what I am saying is, when it comes down to protesting, if it's a public facility, that's taxpayer dollars. Okay? So think of it this way. If I'm going to damage something, if it's a public thing, taxpayer dollars will be used to fix it. If it's private, meaning somebody owns it, that individual's insurance would have to pay for it. You see what I'm saying? So it's more productive and I'm not promoting violence, but I'm just saying if we are to protest, doing it on private property is where you really hurt them, is where you hit their pockets. Like the community has to get involved to fix something. You got the like the social recognition type awareness that you wanted to bring. Vandalism can be productive, but it can be counterproductive as well if you don't do it right. But like I said, this is all hypothetical, and I'm not promoting violence. So you do with that information what you want, but I'm not promoting violence. I'm just saying, think of your fellow taxpayers when you damage these things, and just have the insurance have to cover it. Because that person's going to be pissed. Because if they don't have insurance, then they got to come out of pocket. But if they do have insurance, they're still going to be pissed because, like, insurance really just wants your money, but they don't want to have to take care of, like, the stuff they're supposed to take care of. So they love people who pay their insurance but never use it. A lot of people, y'all pay insurance but never use it. I don't understand. I just don't understand. Last we talked about colorism. And I told y'all, like, y'all continue to engage in it. So it's not that I don't like care about the matter, but I don't really want to speak on the matter because like we're going to speak on it and nothing's going to get done and we're going to be back to the same spot again. And I just don't like that because that's so counterproductive. Like, why talk about it and we're not going to have like an end goal to solve like with a solution? You know what I mean? I'm just that type of person. Don't talk about it unless we're coming up with a solution to solve the problem. And I just think, one, these conversations requires maturity. A lot of you aren't mature enough to have the conversation about colorism. Simply because, this is why I say that. Because a lot of you, at first I didn't understand, like, I mean, I understood what sparked the conversation, but I didn't understand. I don't think you guys understand that everybody's not on the same page. That's what I want to say. And you're like, what do you mean we're not on the same page? If there is an event that has you creating an opinion on a whole group of people, then you shouldn't be engaging in these type of conversations. I say that because a lot of light, fair-skinned people were bringing up the points that, like, they have been harassed or received jealousy from the darker shaded women. You can't blame the whole group for one individual. That's what I want to say. There you go. Like, that moment happened. I'm not disregarding your feelings, but at the same time, like, you can't hold the whole group accountable for one person's actions. Like, the whole group didn't do that to you. You know what I mean? That's why I say, like, it just requires a certain level of healing to have these conversations. Because if I'm talking to someone and they say, well, I was bullied by a fair-skinned person, you know, I can't discredit that. It's like, okay, cool. So now that's why you don't like lighter people. If you were bullied by a darker skinned person, I can't take that experience away from you. That experience is what molded you into the person you are. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like, don't go with those feelings into any argument. Like, you don't like Black people because when you came to this country, they bullied you or whatever. Not all of them did that. That happened to you as a child. You can't blame the whole group for that. You know what I mean? Like, it just, I enjoy these conversations, but at the same time, when you argue and say, are we saying color? Like, I get kind of confused, and that's why I say I don't like doing these conversations until we like can finally figure out what we're really like arguing about. Simply because, are you saying that colorism doesn't exist because you got bullied, or like, because in one breath, some people are like, colorism doesn't exist, but dark skinned girls are jealous, they're haters, and it's just like, are we talking about jealousy? Or are we talking about, like, because if you say colorism doesn't exist, but you got bullied due to your skin, you know, like, I just feel as if, and then I don't know, y'all. I don't know. These type of conversations do need to be had. I'm not going to hold you, but I just really need some of y'all to listen and understand, because I be on TikTok scrolling through y'all lives when y'all have these group panels, and everybody's just yelling at each other. How are you, like, what in the world? Why are you just yelling at each other? All this yelling, at what point will anything get resolved? You know what I mean? To this day, get confused why, like, Black people and, like, Africans are confused and having diaspora wars to this day, simply because, like, you're Black. Like, we're all Black. So I just, is it who's more inferior? Like, what do we, like, where are we going with this? That's what I really want to know. Like, with the, like, where are we going? Where is this conversation supposed to go? I'm not saying don't have the conversation. I just want to know, like, where are we carrying it? You know? Because it could easily turn into one of those conversations that we talked about, how it's like, you're talking to someone and then next thing you know, it's like, you're ugly. But you guys weren't talking about looks at all. So it's like, with these conversations, where are we going with them? What point are we trying to drive? If we're not, and we're just picking fights with each other, that's outrageous. If these colonizers knew that they were doing such a big number on y'all, they would be throwing a party in their graves. So, as these conversations continue, the big question is, what are we trying to address? What's the issue at hand that we're trying to address? And that should always be the main question, because asking people if they believe something is true or not is really not going to get us anywhere with no conversation. It's a simple fact of what is your end goal? I'm already late to this man's concert. Hopefully the concert's starting late, so then I'm on time. You know what I mean? Like, because if the concert starts late, then technically I'll be on time.